Okay, number of injuries to go through here. Tyler Grady out, Kushner out, J.R. Tobias still out. Christian's knees bothering him, tries to push through. We'll continue to hold him out at times. Bacham out, Antonio Burnett, Torrin Harris, Juwanza Starling, Demetrius Wright, T.J. McDonald with an ankle. I'm just going to give you the injuries if they're new. Filippo still out, Deion Bailey with a foot. Gio, we talked about surgery. Cody Temple still out. Jesse Scroggins had surgery this morning on his thumb. Do not have a timeline for that. Christian Thomas out, and Robert Woods with an ankle out. So, we're seeing the price that you pay for doing what we're doing. And it's a decision that we made to go this direction, to tackle, to have physical practice the way that we are, because we think it's too critical to make sure that we prepare our guys for game-like situations. So this is the downside to it. I think I just said 19, 20 guys there out. So we'll deal with it. We'll push through.
Was the Scroggins surgery, did you anticipate that might happen? Or
No,
was that
no, it was a surprise. We obviously did it quick for obvious reasons. But as of yesterday, I did not think that it was going to be that severe.
Do you know what exactly they did?
No, I just noted it was a surgery dealing with his hand, thumb area, and do not have a time frame.
Who's the number 2 quarterback right now?
Don't have one. It's no different than before. Those guys will battle it out. They're both doing great. There's been if you look at the last 2 days, those guys are up there, been up there above 60% and all the way into the 80% at times. So it's good to see those guys. They don't look like freshmen, but then again, this isn't the real thing either.
Just knowing that he's not going to practice because he had the surgery, no matter how long he's out, is it unrealistic that he'd be ready for the first game?
Oh, I don't know. It would all depend on how long he's out. I have no idea.
What about your number 1 quarterback? What's your sense of where he is now, how he's doing?
Well, I think it's coming along. I think as we figure out who are going to be the exact pieces around him, which hopefully will really start to narrow in after game 2, and be able to really set that timing up, because nothing's clear cut, with those guys outside of Robert.
Does Bryce Butler show you something by coming out here the day after he was on crutches?
He does, a few hours after he was. So good to see. I don't know if that would have happened a year ago, so proud of him.
What did he do?
Ankle.
It was an ankle. Okay.
Markeith Ambles is back out here. What's going on with him?
Yeah, we don't have, he's done with school, so there's nothing left for him to stay in. We've been keeping him in so we could work on that. And so he's done with that, but the grades aren't posted. And so in the meantime, thought it was worthwhile to get him out here, just to have him running around and see him moving around, so that if he is eligible, we can move forward. And that just started that time. So I think this was good for him in case he does what we hope happens.
What's your assessment of Andre Walker after a couple of days at right guard?
Physically dominant, very tough. He won, after a 2-hour practice, to be that size, coming off of a hip injury. He actually, won one of the gassers with the lineman down there. It was, pretty unique at that weight. He's got a long ways to go mentally, because we just put him there. So he had to start all over again. All the calls are different in there. And so we've got to do extra meetings with him, extra time with him to bring him along, because we wouldn't be able to play right now, because Collard will play way too slow, having to do everything for him like he's doing right now. So that's nothing against him. It's just going a new position.
You said yesterday that is that just so he could have watched the practice? It's not him moving to defense, right?
No, I just want to look him. I know how he moves around on that side, and so wanted to see him move around in the DB drills today and do some different things, and just kind of want to go back and watch the film.
If you were playing a game tomorrow, who would be your number 2 quarterback? Who would be the first guy in if Matt got
I'm not
hurt?
playing a game tomorrow.
But if you were,
I know that answer. You guys ask that every year. I don't know. Don't have to, and that's just how it is. Don't have to make that decision, so we don't right now. If it was clear cut, we would make that decision. And
Did you have a change of heart from yesterday to last night, and bring him out here today? It sounded like yesterday you didn't want to have him out here unless you knew for sure.
Well, no, I didn't want him out here taking reps away from guys. And so as you see, he didn't do any of the team stuff to take reps away from guys, and wanted him in there concentrating on school. Well, and all his school stuff is finished now, so he can't do anything in school, and we only let him go through individual, so he didn't take reps away from guys.
You said yesterday that Carswell would maybe be the MVP so far. When you evaluated him when he first came in, what did you see? Was he just kind of a guy that was just not being used right, or was he developed over the last few years?
I think he's developed a lot. I think when he came in, if you would have asked me, I probably would have thought, we wouldn't see this day, based off of what we were seeing, and what the level we were trying to get to, the play we expected. It's a credit to him, the way that he's worked. You guys might have heard me say before, sometimes that you stay, you play. Because you stay long enough, you learn the stuff so well. You mature on the field and off the field, the approach to the game, and you end up playing. Chris McFoy did that. Was the kind of guy like that when we were here before. But Brandon, has even moved up further than that probably. So very, very proud of what he's done. We actually called him up at the end there, and we were going to be done a little bit shorter than normal. And after Marquise made the great play, and we were done, and he stood up and said, "No, we're going to Trojan time. We're going to finish, even though the coaches we weren't going to make them."
What do you see from Marquise and the plays he makes?
Natural playmaker. When you have guys, especially at that position, some guys are high rep guys when you have to show them, and then they have to do it, and then they screw it up, and then finally, eventually, at some point, they get it. He just naturally does things. You can see why he's such a gifted athlete. Track, basketball, football, things just come easy to him. I think the sky's the limit with him. I think he's untapped, on how good he can be.